Hello everybody and welcome to Mark Goldbridge. That's football because we're here to watch Chelsea versus Arsenal in the Premier League. I've just finished on the United stand, so I'm just sort of I don't know what I'm doing really. I know what I'm doing. I'm just sort of trying to get into that sort of mentality of switching over from one channel to another for Chelsea versus Arsenal in the Premier League. In what is an absolutely massive, massive game for both teams. Let's not lie about it. It's a massive game for both teams. And Chelsea, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I mean, as a Manchester United fan, if they lose tonight and we beat Burnley, then we're 2 points off top four. It's absolutely stunning what's gone on with Chelsea this season. I mean, they've lost 8 games out of 23. That they lose a game they've got a 33% loss rate. Manchester United have lost 7, Chelsea have lost 8, Wolves have lost 5, Tottenham have lost 8, Arsenal have only lost 6. But look, interestingly enough, Chelsea are 10 points ahead of Arsenal. Probably a little bit too much for Arsenal to get into a top 4 race, you would say. Having said that, if Arsenal will win tonight, then who's to say that they couldn't get into that sort of top 4 race? So interesting. Can't United bring Alexis Sanchez back off a loan or not, says Chris Holroyd. No, that came out yesterday. They can't do that, Chris. They can't do that. They can't do it. They can't get him back. So yes, that is the situation with that. But I'm about to give you the team news as well. But Chelsea are just so majorly inconsistent. I'm surprised myself. How poor they've been this season. But let me just tweet this out. Please do click the share button and share it about. That would be really appreciated. Love it if you'd do that. You can share the video on Twitter and Facebook. I'm just going to share it on Twitter now, actually. Tweet. It's a lovely image as well on my Twitter. Absolutely beautiful. Well designed. Anyway, okay, let's have a look at the team news for you. So, Chelsea on 39 points in 4th place. Arsenal are in 12th place at the moment with 29 points. And Chelsea with a 5-point gap on Manchester United and Wolves, who are on 34 points. And Sheffield United are also on 34 points. But Sheffield United are currently playing against Manchester City, and it is 0-0. Southampton are also playing. There's a few games going on tonight, basically, but I'll round that up for you in a moment. Let me just talk about the lineups here. So Chelsea have got Kepa in goal, Azpilicueta, Christensen, Rudiger, and Emerson. Kante, Jorginho, and Kovacic. Hudson-Odoi, Abraham, and Willian. Of course, no Perisic at the moment. He is still injured. For Chelsea. Leno in goal for Arsenal with Bellerin, Mustafi, David Luiz returning, and Xhaka still playing at left back. I feel sorry for him because he's not a left back. I think he's a good left winger, young player. Torreira, Xhaka and Ozil as the midfield 3 with Pepe, Martinelli and Lacazette because obviously Aubameyang is suspended. Ordinarily, I think Chelsea should win this game, but I think Chelsea are so unpredictable, it's very difficult to say that they will. So I'm caught in two minds, really. But Lampard is sort of free of criticism, and there's a few people in the live comments saying they're Lampard out. But Dean Henderson's just saved the penalty, says McCarthy, for Sheffield United against Manchester City. It's not Perisic, it's Pulisic. I always get them mixed up. Comedy for real. But yes, it's. I think on Lampard, if I was to answer to you as a non-Chelsea fan, but my dad's a Chelsea fan, as to why Chelsea are not Lampard out. Well, he's 4th in the league. He's only been in the job 5 months. And there is a visible vision to use youth and play good football. So I think there's a patience at Chelsea. And also, he's had a transfer ban and he lost Eden Hazard. So realistically, Chelsea probably are just about doing what they would have expected to do. However, they're probably higher in the league than they thought. So I think many Chelsea fans expected them to be sort of around 6th this year. So he's overachieving, but they have lost a lot of games. I would agree with you on that one. Dean Henderson is playing like a Manchester United goalkeeper, says Rodney Shalangoop. I thought De Gea was fantastic at the weekend, by the way. Roy Keane was spot on about Lampard the other night, says Carl Mason. Well, I think Roy Keane was spot off, and I'm a massive Roy Keane fan. As a footballer, I think he had no equal, but I think as a pundit, he does make comments that I would query, and I would what I would say is you should never, ever, no matter how much you like a player or a person, you should never just, always go along with what they say, because you should have your own opinions. And I think what Roy Keane was trying to say is that look at Lampard. And I can't do a Roy Keane accent, but look at Lampard. No, I'm not doing it again. Look at Lampard. Look at Lampard. He's getting no stick at all. And he's lost 8 games, and he's only 5 points better off than Ollie. So but I can't do a Roy Keane accent. Stop trying to do it. But he is 5 points better off than Ollie. He had a transfer ban, and he has got a vision, and he is actually using youth. So I think there's a big difference between Lampard and Ollie. Dean Henderson has made 2 world-class saves and just saved a penalty. Distribution is class. Stays strong. Better than De Gea for me, says Lee Galdart. No, wash your mouth out. Wash your mouth out. Braga are beating Sporting Lisbon 1-0 as well. And can't take any standings in the league to heart. Poor form from most of the top 6, says Joshua Hooley. Well, it is. You're right. The Premier League is ridiculous, because if you look at the Premier League, and I suggest you do, Newcastle have got 29 points at the moment, and they are in 13th place. And Manchester United are on 34 points, and they're in 5th. So you've got 5 points separating 5th and 13th in the league. So it just shows you how tight it really is. But somebody at some point is going to have to try and grab hold of that top 4 spot, I think. Anyway, thanks for the people who've made the super chat so far. You can do that through the super chat $sign in the bottom of the super chat conversation there. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and share the video. We've just come over from the that's football United stand. Nick P says, I feel like giving my loose change to a homeless person tonight. So come on, Arsenal, you can do it. Score more than the other team and you will win. It's as simple as that sometimes, Nick. It really is. If you score more than the opposition, you'll probably win the game. In fact, you will. But the players are about to come out, and I can't predict this one. I can't predict this one because it's so difficult to predict, because Chelsea are so unpredictable. I think Chelsea will win, but then I think, as a United fan, it's such a weird season. And I think Spurs and Wolves and maybe Arsenal fans feel the same as well. That I can't believe that if we beat Burnley tomorrow, which we should do, and Chelsea either draw or lose tonight, we could be 3 or 2 points off top 4. It is unbelievable, because as a United fan, we've been dreadful. Yet here we are in a situation where we could be, so close to top 4 tomorrow night. No matter how bad things are going, I would still not take back the Chile dog walker, says RJS Gaming. I don't want Sanchez back because quite simply he doesn't want to be here. Bournemouth are beating Brighton 2-0, says LB Movies. I still think Brighton could get pulled into the relegation battle. I did predict, what I would say is, and I'll say this again, I predicted in August, before the Premier League season started, that Liverpool would win the league. And a lot of people said you're mad. They've not bought anybody, and Man City are better. Well, I've been right about that, and I predicted Brighton would get relegated. So I could be right about that. I think I predicted Sheffield United would get relegated, though, so they're definitely not. United 3 tomorrow, 1, says Comedy for Real. Mark, before we start, warn people, says Yusuf. Warn them about what? How are you doing today, Mark, says Raphael. I'm doing all right. I'm actually quite looking forward to this one, to be honest with you. And what do I watch the game on? Telly. It's on BT Sports. DW Gamer MC. And Chelsea for the win, says Umal. We'll get in the live comments with your score predictions. I'm going to go Chelsea 2, Arsenal 0. Liverpool and Newcastle, Norwich are the only 2 teams who know where they'll finish this season, says Dan Therman123. Mark, just admit it, Bruno isn't coming to United and never will be, says Nathan Roy with 4 question marks. I think he will. I do still think he will. Yeah, I do think he will. And RJS Gaming says at the start of the year I said Sheffield United would get relegated. I can't remember who I said I was going to get relegated, but I definitely said Sheffield United, Brighton, and I think I might have said Norwich. My best mate and ex are together. Thoughts on that, says John P. What? My best mate and ex are together. Thoughts on that? That's like an episode of Made in Chelsea, mate. That's low. That is low. I'll tell you what. Unless you're happy with it, tell me which way you want me to go on it, really, because I can go both ways. That's what she said. But no, I personally would say that if my ex and best mate got together, I just think I'd be furious with the best mate. The ex can do one. They're an ex for a reason. They're probably doing it to be an arsehole. But your best mate, that's not being a mate, is it? You don't shit on your own doorstep. Sloppy seconds, none of that. No. Right, we're getting close to kick-off here. Frank Lampard. It's funny what management does to you, though, doesn't it? Because Frank Lampard, when he was on BT, he was looking like he looks old now. He's got bags under his eyes. Management, you see, it ages you. Arteta, Lego head. His hair, it looks like he just clumps it on, doesn't he? Should have given it to Pep. Right, anyway, we're about to kick off here. So, looking at some of your score predictions, it's a 8:15 kick-off in the UK. Stuart Atwell is the referee. It's Chelsea versus Arsenal, and a lot to play for, really. I think if it's one of those games. I mean, Chelsea do entertain Manchester United in about 3 weeks' time as well, so that's going to be a big one. Chelsea need to be winning these games if they want to cling on to that top 4 position. Will I do a Liverpool Wolves watch along? Says Joe Walsh. I'm not too sure. Bruno Fernandes isn't injured. I love how people try and catch me out when they don't realise what I've actually got on my screens. Love all your content, Mark. Keep up the great work, says Jacob Crotty. Thank you very much. Anyway, we're up and running here, and it's. Hope Arsenal lose. Arteta doesn't look like a nice guy, says Levy Pegler. Well, we can't judge somebody on something like that. You can't do that. Right. Anyway, we're up and running, and you never know, though. I mean, look, Chelsea are very, 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 very unknown, and Arsenal are on the attack here. Chelsea are very, very unknown, and in some ways so are Arsenal under Arteta. Are we going to see some improvement? Saka with the opportunity to cross there. Arsenal was swarming forward, men in the box. I like to see that. I'd like to see that. We don't see this from United, and if you watch Arsenal here, the overlap from the left back, but look at that. They've got 4 players bombing into the box. You never see that with United. We never see that many people getting into the box there. So I quite like that from Arsenal. Do you want a pineapple, Mark? Says Luke Haynes. No, not really. It's winter. Not really a fan of pineapples in the winter, if I'm honest with you. Arsenal 3, Chelsea 1, says Mr. Rocks 1985. Well, Arsenal have started off well, pressing high up the pitch. Chelsea definitely do need to improve on the way that they've been playing recently. I mean, how do you lose to Newcastle? I mean, I know it was a late goal, but Newcastle, then again, I can't really say that because United lost to them as well, didn't we? David Luiz with an early foul there. Returning to Chelsea. I'm sure he'll get a few boos. Do you think Henderson can be England's #1 goalkeeper, says Toby Seffer? Yes, I think that spot's up for grabs. And Chelsea are on the attack there, and it's gone for a corner. Good recovery tackle. Saka is a weak spot. How are you, Mark? Says Anything Gaming. Thanks for the super chats, people. You can do that through the $ below. Good. I'm looking forward to a good game tonight. Been looking forward to this. Mark, currently suffering with mental health, and just want to say I watch your shows. Keep up with the good work and great content. Love the community. Thanks from that, Simon Cliff. All I can say about that, Simon, is that there is a very good community that we have here and on the United stand, and I know a lot of people love it, because I get a lot of emails and DMs, and I see the comments saying people love it. Well, that's down to the people who are in the comments. You're all part of it, and it does make a big difference. And if you are suffering with things like that, the best thing you can do is talk and be open about it, because I think too many people suffer with it, and they keep it inside, and we all do. We all have it at some point. So you're not alone. And Mark, are you going on a cheeky undercover Bruno watch whilst watching this? If you say you're a better man than me, I can't watch his legs anymore, says Nick P. I've got an eye on it. That's what I would say. I've got an eye on it, but I'm more looking at this. Alvin Blocks, hey Mark, how's your day been? I've got to be honest, I don't like Tuesday. I've said that on my Goldbridge channel before. I'm not a big fan of Tuesday. Cross coming in from Arsenal there. But it's been okay. Busy. Very busy. January is a very busy month, because it's, I was comparing this to last season, and I suppose for Arsenal and Chelsea fans or non-United fans, you can probably relate to what happened with United last year. We weren't in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, so that's 2 games in January you don't play, and we didn't have an FA Cup replay. So United pretty much from December, we've been playing weekend midweek, and January's been the same. We've been playing weekend midweek, and we've had the January transfer window. So it's just hectic. It just never stops. So very, very busy. I'm actually really looking forward to this winter break, because it's going to be nice just to have a couple of weeks where it just slows down a little bit. Smutty says Tuesday's always been the worst day of the week. I would almost like to change the name of Tuesday to CUNT Day. Yeah, and I would feel better about that, because then I would, when people ask me what day it is, I could actually let a lot of that frustration out with the name of the day. Thinking of you, Simon. Take it day by day and definitely try hard to talk. It's so important, says CGC13. Exactly, it is. Chelsea on the attack here. Good little play. Hit it first time. Oh, good block. It was Kovacic. Good little one-touch football by Chelsea around the box. They found it to Kovacic, and it was blocked. And there's now Mustafi is down. He's down. Man down. Dean Henderson's tremendous, by the way, says Rabadam. And Wolves are 5 points behind top 4 as well, says Imar Taki. Well, let's watch this back. Chelsea players aren't happy for some reason. Kovacic, I don't know. Mark, I think Zayn has more money than the club, says Simon Cliff. Well, he's not here at the moment. So it was Mustafi who made the block from Kovacic, and he's gone down injured at the moment. RJS Gaming says, "Hi Mark, you coming to Ireland anytime soon?" Yeah, I can actually pretty much give you the date when it's going to happen, and I nearly know the location it's going to happen as well. In fact, if I check my emails, I can. So it's going to be Thursday the 26th of March, Dublin town. Thursday the 26th of March, United Stand meetup. People are welcome anyway. In central Dublin, where I used to live. Lovely stuff, looking forward to it. Worst to best Tuesday. People are ranking days of the week now. Man City fan. I'm interested by this comment. He's ranked the worst days of the week. I love it. So Man City fans ranking the worst days from worst to best. Tuesday, Monday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, Saturday. I tell you what, mate, I totally disagree with that. So Tuesday's the worst day, Monday's the second worst, Friday's the third worst, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. Why is Friday third worst? Why is Friday beating Wednesday and Thursday? That don't make any sense to me. I mean, we're all going to do it now. Ranking worst to best, I would say worst day of the week is Tuesday, second worst is Monday, third worst Wednesday, 4th worst Thursday, 5th worst Sunday, and then Saturday, Friday and Saturday. So Saturday's my favourite day, Friday's my second favourite, and Sunday's my third favourite. But no, I couldn't do that. I'm not Irish, Max. I just lived in Ireland for 3 years, so I pretty much am Irish, really, because I did live there for 3 years. So Irish people just love me. Well, they should do, because I love them. I loved it. It's the best place I've lived. 3 years. Brilliant. Friday's a good day, but it's not a total day where you're off. Saturday, football. Saturday morning, bacon sandwich. Training in the morning. A few drinks on the evening. Football. Love it. Fucking love it. Aspilicueta and Torreira. Why is Torreira holding his face when it was the back of his head that got hit? He's a little troublemaker, that Torreira, isn't he? It's like bloody Frodo Baggins with big ears. Top 5 realistic options for United in the January window, says Lee Galdarts. Well, it's another corner for Chelsea here, so I'm just going to watch this through. Good pace of this game. I'm not going to predict it's going to be 4 or 5-0 or anything like that, but I hope there's going to be goals. It doesn't look like it's going to be a 0-0. Oh, I thought Rudiger was going to get his head on that. He missed the header and then it fell to Christensen on the back, who got half a header on it and it went wide. Chelsea all over Arsenal at the moment, says Nick P. Yeah, but Arsenal do look quite decent on the break. Rudiger was very close to getting his head on that. And I think if he had done from that distance, no keeper was going to save it. But that Christensen header wasn't that far off on the rebound as well. Alvin Block says Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. You know what? I don't necessarily agree with that. Worst to best. Alvin Block says Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm not a massive fan of Sunday, but because it's a day off, I always put it in there. But I've got to be honest with you, Alvin. Who here, low key, doesn't like Sunday? Like, I think as a kid, I used to hate Sunday, and then in some of the jobs I've had in the past, I hated Sunday as well. But you can't hate it because it's still a day off, but it was that trepidation about going to work or school the next day. Plus, when I grew up, when I were a lad, you only had 5 channels. There wasn't any bloody Sky or anything like that. There wasn't any internet, so Sundays were quite boring. If it rained, God, you'd have to go and get your Lego out or something like that, and you'd lost half of it. You'd start off with the best intentions. You didn't have the instructions. You thought, oh no, I'll be able to do it, and then you'd find out you're missing half the bits. Arsenal on the break. I can't stop. Liverpool have just got in my head at the moment. Poor first touch there. Chelsea clearance. So we're 11 minutes in, and it is what it is. It's 0-0. A lot of people saying they don't like Sunday. Which of the teams out of the top 6 do you respect the most, says Luke Haynes? Well, obviously Manchester United, because that's my team. But this season, I hate to say it, but it is Liverpool. It is Liverpool because it absolutely frustrates the life out of me. But it is Liverpool because the way the club's run, they haven't. Man City spent a load of money to get where they are. So did Chelsea in some ways. Liverpool haven't. It's all been. They have spent money, but it's from sales. The way they run, their recruitment, the way they play football, their mixture between British and foreign players. It reminds me of the way Manchester United used to be run by Sir Alex Ferguson, and Liverpool are the closest to that. I said it a year ago. So apart from the fact that I can't stand Liverpool because they're our biggest rival, actually, the way they've done it, the way they do it, they're the ones that I've got respect for the most. Leicester are doing a great job, but I think the Leicester bubble's burst a bit recently. He's not able to maintain something I thought he would be able to maintain because Leicester only play 1 game a week. So they've lost Ndidi and they suddenly look not so good. Did you see the new Wolves Ecuadorian striker, says Luis Pablo? No, didn't. No, did not. Jake Mitchell says, laugh out loud, Chelsea have spent no money on this squad, really. Yeah, no, but Jake, Chelsea as I knew them, and which is the team my dad supported, Chelsea were a nothing team until Abramovich came along. So I'm saying, Chelsea are where they are because of money. The size of their ground isn't that big, really. But they've had major success because of the money that Abramovich pumped into them. Another corner here for Chelsea, which is, they're quite a threat from these. So Arsenal getting penned back a little bit at the moment, so let's be honest with you. Who do I think will finish top 6 this season? I actually think this game's quite pivotal tonight. I think if Chelsea win it, there's only really United who can catch them for 4th, I think. And I don't think United can do it. So I think the top 4 will be the top 4 that it has been for most of the season. I think City will finish 2nd, Liverpool obviously 1st, Leicester 3rd, Chelsea 4th. Goal. Oh, how did he not score? How did he not score? Header, Tammy Abraham, 6-yard box, straight at the keeper. May have been offside, but should have scored. Either way, cross comes in from Hudson-Odoi, back post. Rudiger heads it across the face of the goal, and Tammy Abraham, I think he's got a score there, and I think he was onside as well. Chance of the game so far. But Arsenal are on the attack themselves now. Martinelli on the left-hand side. Into the box, poor ball, and Chelsea will clear it. Hey Mark, sorry this is irrelevant, but where is the "she was only 15 years old" Kane quote from? I know it's not Get Carter, so I'm a bit confused, says Eric Snow. She was only 15 years old. I think it is. She was only 16 years old. And I think it might be from Harry Brown or something like that. But answers on a postcard to that. Another corner for Chelsea here. Bellerin having to whip it round with his head. But answers on a postcard. That's why I love this channel, because we also watch football and talk about other stuff. What film was the Harry Kane? Harry Kane. Harry Kane.
It says only 16 years old. Hello, Harry Kane. Harry Kane. I'm Harry Kane. It's but only 16 years old.
Cross comes in for Chelsea, cleared away again. It's another corner. I think it was Harry Brown for Michael Caine in relation to she was... I told you to only blow the bloody doors off. She was only 16 years old. I will not bury another Batman. I will not bury another Batman. Tipped over to the bar by Leno. Spent no money yet. They have £71 million goalie, says Rodney Shalanga. Yeah, look, Chelsea fans cannot say they haven't spent money. I don't know whether that was a corner from Leno there. I think he tipped it up onto the bar. Yeah, I don't know whether they're going to give a corner for that. No, goal kick given. Any updates on Bruno Fernandes? He's playing for Sporting Lisbon right now. What do you think about Roy Keane's comments, says Big G? I mean, look, I thought Jamie Carragher was the best pundit on the Liverpool talking about Manchester United in that game. And I think this is the thing with punditry, isn't it? I think you have your club rivalry, your club loyalty. But what I've noticed over the years is that I could never stand Graham Souness as a footballer, but I've never quite. I don't like his. I think his Pogba opinion is just wrong, but I think sometimes he does talk sense, and he's a Liverpool person. Carragher, couldn't stand him as a player, does talk a lot of sense. Frank Lampard, couldn't stand him as a player because he played for a rival. Very intelligent guy. Steven Gerrard, couldn't stand him as a player, can't stand him now. But seriously, I think just because they're United legends doesn't mean that I agree with a lot of what they say. And I thought that the way Roy Keane went in on Martial, I was like, why are you going in on Anthony Martial? Like, there's 13 players you can talk about who are not good enough for United before you talk about Anthony Martial. And Pogba gets brought into it again. And I just think they have their same agenda players that they want to talk about. And actually, I think that Dan James should be spoken about. Like, there's not a massive difference in age between Dan James and Anthony Martial, if people want to be honest. So I didn't agree with a lot of what Roy Keane said. Refused to sort of go in on Woodward and the Glazers, even though Carragher gave him plenty of opportunity to do that. So Arsenal on the attack here at the moment. But look, you don't have to listen to their opinions. You know, they were legends as footballers, and you don't have to just agree with them because of that. I mean, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a United legend, but a lot of people want him to be sacked because they can compartmentalise the fact that as a player, yeah, you're in the legend box, so no one's getting you out of that. But as a manager, you're not. Fitness Unscripted Sharath Kamath. Chelsea's recruitment over the years is criminally underrated. They made some insane signings, and even though they're short term, but help them win things. Chelsea's recruitment as a rival to Manchester United, Chelsea's transfer and recruitment department has always been one that I envy. Very, very good. I remember when they got Eden Hazard. Very, very good. You know, Man City and United wanted him and he went to Chelsea. So Chelsea have always been very good at recruitment, and it'd be interesting to see what they do with their recruitment now. If you're new to this channel, please do subscribe. I know some of you will be. Bottom right hand corner, this is That's Football. Everybody's welcome on here. Do sort of watch alongs for the big sort of non-United games that I'd normally watch. So just go live, have a bit of a chat. Also do like general football videos, bit of FIFA, bit of Football Manager. In the summer, we'll be doing watch-alongs for all the Euros games. Can't wait for that. World Cup was brilliant. We did that on here last time as well. So looking forward to all of that. And let me just have a quick look at something. Bruno has got an assist, yes. What else did I want to say? I wanted to say something. Oh, I know. We are currently on 113,000 subscribers, 952. So we're only 48 subscribers away from changing that number in the top corner to 114,000. So please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and we'll change that. And also, if you have already subscribed, please click the share button and share the video. We'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, we still haven't got an answer on what film it was that Harry Kane says. Harry Kane. I've done it again. Harry Kane. I'm Harry Kane.
I'm Harry Kane. And I'm...
What was it? Michael Caine. I will not bury another Batman. I will not bury another Batman. I will not bury another Batman, Master Wayne. Batman.
I'll bury another Batman because I'm Harry Kane. I'll bury Batman, the bastard.
You say this league is bad because anyone can beat anyone, but United won the league in '99 with only 79 points, meaning anyone could beat anyone. So does this mean that the league was bad back then as well, says William White. Look, mate, I presume you're a Liverpool fan. I don't know what Liverpool fans want. You know, everybody's already telling you deserve to win the league. Everyone's saying, let's see where you are at the end of the season in relation to how you rank as one of the best ever Premier League clubs. So let's just wait and see. But what I'm saying is, as a United fan who deserves to be nowhere near top four, and yet if Chelsea lose tonight and we win tomorrow, we're 2 points off it. That, to me, it's got nothing... I think this is one of the worst Premier League seasons ever, and it's nothing to do with Liverpool winning the league. You're going to win the league. We've all accepted that. It's to do with the fact that Manchester United are absolutely crap, and we're fifth in the league and we could get fourth. Like, that's why people are saying this is the worst, one of the worst leagues ever. Jez Bish says, I often see Steve Coogan in my local cafe, Brightonian, but he's a twat. Hey, I tell you what, I've had that this very weekend. Somebody I'd always enjoyed watching and listening to and thought was a good, nice guy. Twat, you know. So, what do they say? Never meet your heroes. Don't come to the Dublin meetup because I might be a twat. No, I'm actually not. So, do come to the Dublin meetup when it happens. But yeah, it's the older you get, the more... I love Steve Coogan. Some of the bloody... I love Alan Partridge. Actually, he's a bit of a one-hit wonder, isn't he? Yeah, he's not really done anything else, has he? Bit of a twat. No, but I do. But he's an actor. Like I love Game of Thrones, and the character Jon Snow is a great character, right? But I've seen clips of Kit Harington off camera, and he's just an actor. He's not Jon Snow, and I think that's the problem, especially in acting. These people, you know, I did acting a little bit when I was younger, and when I was in Dublin, actually, I went to the Gaiety School of Acting in my early 20s, and I was going to do it. And then I went to it, and all I wanted to be was like Robert De Niro. But then you go to the acting school and they've got you pretending to be a bloody tree and doing like Indian war dancing and stuff like that. And I'm like, I just want to stand in the mirror and go, you're talking to me? You're talking to me? And so acting is acting. You know, somebody can be in a film where they're homosexual, then they can be in another film where they're a tree or they're a dolphin. You know, that's acting. They can put their mind into anything. So these people who you might see in a film or a series that you think, oh, they're great, they're my hero, well, they're acting. They might be a complete dick in real life or twat. So, you know, but Arsenal on the attack here, still 0-0. This referee looks like a young Tom Hanks, his fitness and scripted Sharath Kamath. But yeah, I loved football when I was a kid and I still do love it. But I also have met a lot of footballers that as a kid were my heroes. Dicks. You know, not Julian Dicks, but they're dickheads. And yet as a kid, I was like, if I'd seen them, I'd have been in awe of them. Oh, sign this, sign that, whatever. But I've met them in real life. Idiots. And I bet they were even worse when they actually were famous footballers. JB says, Mark, you do the best watch along in YouTube. I've tried a few and nothing comes close. I wish I could bottle it and understand myself why it's good. But what I would say from my point of thing, I thoroughly enjoy doing them because we're watching a match and then we just wander off into things that I enjoy. Opinion on veganism, says Dan11. Well, I've got to say, each to your own. My daughter, who is my oldest, is 12. She's going to be 13 this year. She was talking to me the other night saying that she wants to do veganism for January. And I said, that's great. Because she loves McDonald's. Tammy Abraham! Yeah, David Luiz, you're off, mate. Red card. Off you go. David Luiz, it's got to be a goal-scoring opportunity. I said it. He's gone. He's got to go. David Luiz, off. Sent off. Tammy Abraham round the goalkeeper. I said that was going to be a red card. I'm sure a lot of you said it was going to be a red card as well. It is a red. He's the last man. He's the last man standing. David Luiz, red card. Poor ball back by Mustafi. He's going to get pelters. I mean, it's a goal scoring opportunity. Poor ball back by Mustafi. Rounds the keeper, Tammy Abraham. David Luiz gets nothing on the ball. Definite penalty. And then Tammy Abraham goes down. Mustafi is in the way of the goal. He is sent off. It's a red card because it's... I don't understand the red card rule anymore anyway. Is it because goal scoring opportunity? It's a definite penalty and it's a definite red card. He's gone. So basically, Mustafi plays the pass back. It's too short for Leno. Tammy Abraham jumps on it. He rounds the keeper and David Luiz takes him down. To be fair, Mustafi probably was going to block the shot. But I don't understand the red card rule anymore because goal scoring opportunity, whatever. I don't know. But David Luiz is gone. Chelsea are down to Arsenal are down to 10 men. He used to play for Chelsea. And it will be a penalty for Jorginho, who normally just taps these away nice and easy. He does a little run and jump, like a little ballet dancer. And he taps it away. Easy work. And I'm afraid to say, Chelsea have probably got the 3 points. Let's start talking about a favourite packet of crisps, because I don't think there will be a way back. And I tell you what, Arsenal fans don't like Mustafi anyway, and he's going to get absolute pelters now because he's not somebody that follows DT or anything like that. So he's not in the club. He's not Aubameyang or Leno, so he's not in the club. So he's going to get absolutely pelted by the Arsenal flip-flops, I'm afraid. But it's 1-0 to Chelsea. Jorginho don't miss those. Very good on penalties. And he taps it away, even though Leno went the right way. Mustafi with the assist, really. Poor pass back. And it's Chelsea leading 1-0 over Arsenal. We'll talk about veganism in a minute. I haven't forgotten. Subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. But Arsenal fans, I know how they work. They're very predictable. You have to blame somebody. It always has to be somebody's fault. And it will be Mustafi's fault for a poor pass back. And I don't see a way back for Arsenal now. Down to 10 men, half an hour gone. David Luiz returns to Stamford Bridge for the first time, and he's gone after half an hour. Who would have thought that? I bet you could have got really good odds on that. Leslie Lai says Mustafi's got the assist. I was being sarcastic. It was Mustafi's short back pass that allowed Tammy Abraham to round the goalkeeper, and then David Luiz took him down. Red card and a penalty. Red card and a penalty. To be honest with you, does David Luiz need to try and make that tackle? You know, we're all geniuses in hindsight. It's top 4 gone, says Highbury. I don't think it was on for Arsenal anyway. They were 10 points off before today. Elliot Horton says you look like a young Ray Winston. I bloody do not. I've seen a young Ray Winston. I'm old enough to remember what a young Ray Winston looks like. Robin of Sherwood, Will Scarlett. Look it up. Mid-80s. Crackerjack. It's he looks nothing like me. Nothing like me. When does F1 start? When does the Six Nations start? I love all that. I love all that kicking off. Yeah, Mr. Ashima makes a very good point. He says if Leno had fouled Tammy Abraham, it would have been a yellow card. I don't understand the red card rule because I've seen that before. If the goal, he's right. If Leno had took Tammy Abraham down, it would have been a yellow card. But because but I don't know. It's something to do with the last man or goals or I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the reason is. Don't ask me. Answers on a postcard. Anyway, scores in the other game. Aston Villa-Watford is a massive game tonight because Villa and Watford are two teams that are down near the bottom. And Watford are on a great run at the moment. They're winning 1-0 at Villa Park. So Villa will be second from bottom and they're losing 1-0 after 56 minutes. Bournemouth are beating Brighton, which drags Brighton back into it. And Bournemouth themselves still in the bottom 3. Crystal Palace are losing to Southampton 2-0. Southampton are on an amazing run at the moment, although they did lose to Wolves at the weekend from a 2-0 lead. So you never know what can happen in there. Everton are beating Newcastle 2-0. Sheffield United and Man City is 0-0. So Man City looking like they're going to drop points again. But Everton doing quite well under Ancelotti now. They're climbing the league as well. So Arsenal at the moment stay in 12th. Calvert-Lewin scoring again for old Everton. F1 starts in March. Good shot, good save. Arsenal clear it, but Chelsea are buzzing around Arsenal at the moment. Buzzing around Arsenal. I'm glad I added the null in. F1 is in March, and will you do watch-alongs? Good block there by Hudson-Odoi with this Leno with the save from Hudson-Odoi. Thank you for the contribution, Ryan Davin. Oh, we've hit 114,000 subscribers, by the way. So if you are new, please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. I'll tell you what I want to do. I just want to have a quick look at this. Michael Keane. Yes, I found it now. I've got an inquisitive mind. It's on Reddit. I found this. She was only 16 years old. It was from Get Carter. And it was from an edited version that it was taken out. So there you go. Pretty boring answer, actually. She was only 15 years old from Michael Caine. Was on Get Carter. But that was edited out. So there you go. It was on a trailer. So it's not even from Harry Brown. Right. People will be wondering what we're on about. Thanks for the contribution, S. Razul. And Bruno has an assist. Yes. On veganism, just very quickly answer that one. Somebody said, what's my thoughts on veganism? Because I know a lot of people do it in January. So my daughter, my oldest daughter, is going to be 13 this year. She came back from school a couple of weeks ago and said she wants to be a vegan for January. But she loves McDonald's. And I don't take her to McDonald's that much. Well, neither of us do. Neither parent does. We don't take her that much because I just think, you know, you can eat better than McDonald's. But she gets taken there every now and again for a treat. And if she meets her friends, she goes to McDonald's. So she said, I want to be a vegan for January. I said, that's fine. We're going to McDonald's on Saturday. There you go. She don't want to be a vegan anymore. I think just let people do what they want to do. But then, you know, show them that there will be consequences. You can be a vegan for January, but we're going to McDonald's next weekend. Make your mind up. Making your mind up. It's making your mind up time. But no, I ain't got any problems with it. I mean, look, I'm so long in the tooth now, and other areas. That such a child. Still childish jokes. I'm so long in the tooth now. I've seen so many things about diets. The Atkins diet. How long ago was that? If you just eat meat and then your farts stink. Don't eat any carbs. Just eat meat and you'll lose weight. No one does that anymore, do they? There's always a new fad. There's always a new fad. I'm not saying veganism is a fad. I know it's a way of life and it's a philosophy effectively. More of a philosophy than Ollie's got at United. But no, you know, it's to do with the climate, but it's also to do with animal fairness. Or welfare, actually. Animal fairness is probably... Well, animal welfare is a better word. So it's 1-1 in the Sporting Lisbon game at the moment. And it's 1-0 in this game. Not football related, but you should watch Parasite, says Aaron Burdett. I tell you what, I've got so much to watch. I don't know what you lot are watching at the moment. There's some stuff I haven't finished that I need to finish. I'm not going to tell you what they are because you'll just spoil it. I've just finished The Witcher on Netflix, which I actually enjoyed, but I do get that it's probably quite... It's not going to be like Breaking Bad where 90% of the nation enjoys it, or the world. I think The Witcher will be, you know, you either like it or you don't, if it's your sort of thing. But, yeah, there's a few things I need to watch. Something I really enjoyed was Criminal Minds UK on Netflix. It was only 4 episodes, and I think there are episodes in Spain and Germany as well, but I only watched the English ones. That was good. Ozark Season 3 is coming up soon. Top Boy was really good. Aiden, I really enjoyed that. I think last year we were spoilt. There was a new season of Alan Partridge. There was Star Wars, the last season of Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Line of Duty. There was so much TV. Like, I wouldn't say good TV because some of it was really disappointing, Game of Thrones, but there was a lot to look forward to. This year, I'm not sure what's coming out this year really in relation to films and TV series. I like The Last Kingdom. I think that's out this year. Ozark's out this year. I don't know whether Stranger Things will be out this year. But, yeah, I'm not sure what's coming up this year. Films-wise, I'm not sure of anything this year. Even like The Irishman and... I tell you what I did watch at the weekend, and again, it's another film that... Arsenal on the attack. Martinelli. Oh, it was a good defensive header by Rudiger. Pepe. Oh, no. Bellerin. Back post. Good header away again. And Chelsea will get rid of it. Arsenal did look like they were going to score there, to be fair. Now it's Pepe. Why is he not giving the foul on Pepe there? I'm sure Arsenal would have preferred the free kick. Pepe again on the right, up against Emerson. And he's won a corner. Fair play. Fair play. Afterlife Season 2. When's that out? I'm looking forward to that as well. I did really enjoy Afterlife, actually. It was very good. I'm looking forward to that. I'm Uhtred. I am Uhtred Uhtredson. I can't remember what his surname is. And I will get back what I lost in this life or the next. He wasn't Irish. He wasn't Irish. I'm Uhtred the Irishman. I need me bloody castle back. It is good, The Last Kingdom. It is good. I've not really watched Power yet, Paddy. I watched a couple of episodes, didn't really get into it. Arsenal are going to make a change here. Make a chance. What's wrong? I actually am looking forward to the last James Bond film. Yeah, 1917. I need to go and see that. I am looking forward to the last James Bond film. But anyway, I digress. Arsenal are on the attack. Bellerin down the right hand side. Nobody in the box. Not a very good cross. Aspilicueta, Christensen. You should sometimes just boot it out. Stop trying to play an easy pass. See, Rudiger, he knows what to do. Arsenal not doing too bad at the moment, considering they're down to 10 men. Better Call Saul is coming next month, says Fitness and Richard Seraph. I've never watched it. Is it worth watching Better Call Saul? I've watched Breaking Bad, but I just could never be asked to watch that. I've never watched... I watched the first couple of episodes of Vikings, Gareth, and I found it a little bit budget compared to Game of Thrones. Will you be part of Blood Brothers next season, says Anamish Ranjin. I probably won't. No. United Stan might be, but I don't think I will be. It's not my... I've got too many other things to do, so... What mic do I use? It's a Rode. I can show you it. There. I don't know the name of it. You can change your mind. Anyway, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What was your thoughts if you've seen it? Can I have a bro fist? Says Luke Haynes. You can have a fist pump. Once Upon a Time in America. No, that's a different film. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think it was, with Brad Pitt and Margot Robbie and Leonardo DiCaprio. And I'll tell you what, I really liked it. I liked it. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people do like it. I liked it. It's one of them films where you wonder somebody said there's no plot. Well, there clearly is. I'm not going to ruin it. But also, I just found it quite a relaxing film to watch. It was just typical sort of Tarantino, arty. And I did enjoy it. Mr. Robot is probably as good as Breaking Bad, says Rabani. What's it on? The Mandalorian. But will The Mandalorian Season 2 be out this year? That's the thing. If it is, it's exciting. I thought it was very good. Another cross in, cleared by Chelsea. Villa have equalised. It's 1-1. Big goal, that is. I tell you what a week for Watford. They got to play Villa. What a terrible tackle that was. Willian, corner. What a horrible week for Watford. They played at the weekend. They're playing tonight against Villa. They've got to play on Thursday night against Tranmere, and if they win that, they've got to play United on Sunday. That is a ridiculous situation for Tranmere and Watford. They've got to play on Thursday, and then the winner's got to play on Sunday in the Cup. It's just like, surely you put your reserves out. Uhtred Ragnarsson, says Jamala. I'm Uhtred Ragnarsson. That's not his real name though. He wasn't actually a Viking before he became Uhtred Ragnarsson. He was the son of a king, an English king. His name wasn't Uhtred Ragnarsson. Mandalorian Season 2 comes out this fall, says the Bit W. Well, that's something to look forward to. I love the fall, or autumn, as its real name is. Seen Ford v Ferrari, says Marchie. No. Favourite Tarantino movie, says Luke Haynes. Good one. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. It's 1-0 here. Mustafi with the big mistake, and he knows it. And we're about to hit half time. My favourite Tarantino film, easy. Reservoir Dogs. Luis has scored for Aston Villa. Bloody hell, that's quick. So he's got sent off. He's got in a car. He's gone up to the Midlands and he's equalised for Villa. Yeah, it's Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, I like Pulp Fiction, but it's Reservoir Dogs. Was it Dusk Till Dawn? I thought was a really good film until the last hour where it just went wacky. Same with Django Unchained. I thought it was good, then it just go. I think Tarantino does that, doesn't he? I like the films and then they go stupid. Hateful Eight was the same. They're a good film and then suddenly it just goes a bit wacky. I've never watched Kill Bill 1 or 2. I'm amazed I've never watched that, and I think it's because of the female lead. I don't really like Uma Thurman, but I've never watched it. Jackie Brown, don't think I've seen that either. Amazing, isn't it? What do you think about Peaky Blinders? Real or bullshit? Says Amir Garib. It's bullshit. It is bullshit. You should watch my video on it, the real Peaky Blinders. I did a video on it actually touring Birmingham. I've done a video on the Peaky Blinders. If you want to know the real Peaky Blinders, just search Goldbridge Real Peaky Blinders on YouTube after this. You'll love it. It's the true story of the Peaky Blinders. They're not real. They did exist, but not in the way that they're conveyed on BBC. Inglourious Basterds was quite good. Oliphant. I did enjoy that. Usman Ali says season 3 of Star Trek's coming out soon. Yeah, you shouldn't have commented on that. Who gives a shit about that? No one likes No one likes Star Trek. Bournemouth and Manchester City have scored. I think it was Aguero who has scored for Manchester City. Who else? It is Aguero with the goal. Assisted by Kevin De Bruyne. Who else? Well, of course, I did the video on this channel earlier about when Liverpool can win the league, didn't I? So if they keep winning and Man City win all their games, it will be April the 4th, which will still break the record for winning the Premier League earlier than anybody else. But of course, if Man City drop points and Liverpool keep winning, they'll win it in March. So, I'm sure they'll want to win it in March and be the first club to win it in March. I can't see Liverpool not winning a game. I mean, forget Invincibles. I think, teams will do well to draw with them at the moment. Bournemouth 3-0 up against Brighton now. I don't know what's been going on with Bournemouth. Does anybody know what's been going on with Bournemouth? I just don't get it. I really don't. Have you watched Don't F With Cats, Mark? It's good, says Christopher Luke. I didn't, because it's just, sometimes the name of something will make you not be interested in it. Like Mark Goldbrive Watch Along. What do you think of the latest Alan Partridge series, says Leo Spate? Didn't like it at the time, watched it again over Christmas, really enjoyed it. Sometimes you've got to give something a second view. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to giving a second view. Game of Thrones, start to finish. I'm just going to go through the lot. Hate the Star Wars prequels, Daryl Brennan. Revenge of the Sith is alright, but... Sith, sorry, not Sith. Sillet bang. Sebastian Anderson, Apocalypse World, Negan or Rick as your leader? Rick. Arsenal are 6 points from relegation, says Wiki Ogwang. It is half time. Let's half time it and let's discuss it, because that's what we do. So, half time, it is Arsenal 0. Well, Chelsea 1, Arsenal 0, because Chelsea are at home. Quite simply, I felt Chelsea were starting to get on top. They were getting a lot of corners. Arsenal looked a threat on the break, but the sending off has changed the game completely. A poor pass back by Mustafi. Leno comes out. Tammy Abraham gets there first. Rounds the keeper into the box. David Luiz trying to make a recovery tackle. Takes down Tammy Abraham. Gets a red card. I've got no idea why it's a red card, but sometimes it's not a red card. For example, if Leno had taken him down, it probably wouldn't have been a red card. But there'll be some rule as to why that is. But it's 1-0, and I think that makes it very difficult now. Royal Rumble this weekend. I think that makes it very difficult for Arsenal to get back into this game, and it makes it very difficult then. Well, Arsenal will be gone. Top 4 is gone. I don't. Do you really think top 4 was there for Arsenal anyway? 10-point gap if they'd won today, 7 points. I suppose. Actually, you know what? It wouldn't have been gone, would it? 7 points with this Chelsea team. You could break it, but 12 points gap to top 4. If this result stays the same, score stays the same, will become a result then. So Arsenal top 4 out, gone. They'd have to focus on the Europa League if they don't get a result today. And United would stay 5 points behind. So yeah. Would you swap Jones for Mustafi? Love your shows, mate, says Ivor. No, I'm going to be loyal and stick with Phil there. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Mustafi. Jonathan Gallagher says it's a red card because he denied a goal scoring opportunity. But if Leno took him out, surely that's a goal scoring opportunity as well. Arsenal have had no shots, says Owen Malone. And should United go for Zaha? Perfect Rashford replacement, pace, power, direct. He's still young and we have a buyback clause. AJ Sim, I think what you need to understand there is we might have a buyback clause for Zaha, but they want about £70 million. Manchester United don't have that money. We haven't got any money. I keep telling people this. We ain't got any money. So, we've got 40 million. That's what we've got. And we're trying to spend it on Bruno Fernandes. So, there we go. Even Jones is better than Mustafi, says Lograx. So, what are you thinking about that game, though, first of all? Chelsea probably not having to get out of third gear, really. I can see why Chelsea is struggling, though. They don't look quite right. They are definitely missing something in that side at the moment, and it's hard to put your finger on what, but they're missing something. And then Arsenal, well, look, are Arsenal improving under Arteta? That's the question Arsenal fans need to ask. Are you improving under Arteta? I would say that it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. I mean, were Arsenal not, when they sacked Emery, very close to top 4 anyway? Were they like 3 points off 4th or something like that? I might be wrong. And Emery, obviously, they've sacked him and they're happy with they've done that. But since they've sacked Emery, I'd say their results have got worse. So, all right, Arteta beat United, but United are painful at the moment, even as a United fan. That so, I think that it's going to take time with Arteta, but I still don't understand why there's no bounce with Arsenal. They just don't seem to be able to get a bounce with their new managers, and that to me just shows their lack of quality in their squad. Most boring thing I've watched on last 6 years are Manchester United games. Sad but true, says Gary Rage. And also the Bit W says, Mark, which Premier League team do you think you'd support if United didn't exist? Or would you support a team outside the Premier League? I know what people are going to say in the live comments. I'm going to say a Premier League club because I can't be bothered to go down the road of obviousness. If Manchester United didn't exist, which Premier League club do I think I would support? Well, I think I would probably have supported Spurs or Everton because as a kid, I quite liked Spurs and Everton. There was just I don't know why I liked them, but I did. Spurs had Chris Waddle, Clive Allen, Glenn Hoddle, and I liked them. And Everton, I don't know why I liked Everton because the players, when I remember them, all had long hair and bloody moustaches like a typical Scouser. So I don't know why I liked Everton, but there was something about Everton I quite liked. So yeah, I think it'd be Everton or Spurs. Yeah. It wouldn't be Chelsea HDN 19, but my dad does support Chelsea. So yeah. Brighton have scored. It's going to be too little, too late. Chelsea Bayern first leg. I'm going to start having a look at some of those actually because we're starting to approach that now, aren't we? I thought you would say Man City, says Comedy for Real. God, no. I don't like Man City. I've never liked Man City. Nothing to do with their money. I just don't like their kit. They just, you know when you're growing up, it might be different for a lot of you lot because you might be a lot younger than me, but when you're growing up and, you're into all your football and there's just some clubs that are attractive, like QPR, never, nah. Southampton, nah. There's just I think Spurs and Everton, there's just something about them as a kid that I just quite liked. Might have been badges, might have been kits, but there were some players that they had playing for them. Bayern will batter Chelsea, says Brian Clever. Well, you never know, because I was just going to look at the FA Cup 4th round games there. You never know. Thoughts on Chicharito to LA Galaxy? United should have never sold him, and let's see if United play against Galaxy in the US Tour, says Arturo Venegas. We normally do play LA Galaxy, don't we? Arsenal have had no shot, says AJ. Oh God, I'm tired today. It's cold, it's dark, it's normal to be tired at this time of year. But please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Why haven't the owners of United, Spurs and Arsenal invested in their teams when those teams are crying out for investment, says Jordan Such. I think that is such a good comment from Jordan Such. You see what I did there? But it is such a good comment, because I said this a couple of days ago and I can't remember where I said it, but you've got record TV deals. So clubs have never had so much money from the TV deals. Clubs have never had so much money from shirt sponsors and brands. And clubs have never been taking so much money from merchandise and from merchandising and ticket sales. So clubs have never been so well off, but nobody's got any money. What's happening with football? What is that's a generic question. What's happening with these clubs that nobody really seems to have that much money? Is it owners just saying now, well, we don't want to pay the money because we want to keep it in our pocket, or are clubs, basically crippling themselves with wages for players that are unsustainable? And that was something that was predicted a few years ago, that these wages for players would be the thing that holds clubs back. And United pay more wages than anybody. So yeah, it's quite interesting. The FA Cup 4th round is pretty crap, isn't it? I'm just having a look at it. There's not really any games there that I go, ooh, that's exciting for a watch along. Brentford, Leicester, boring. Hull, Chelsea, boring. What's on Sunday? Shrewsbury, Liverpool, boring. Watford or Manchester United, or Tranmere, Manchester United. That might be all right. Man City, Fulham. Crap. Really, really crap. Get out. West Ham, Liverpool, they've got their game in hand next week. That might be worth doing a watch along for. But I presume. Hold up. Man City, Manchester United next Wednesday night, and Villa, Leicester. That'll be good. We'll do that. They'll do that, so we will. Leicester, Chelsea, 12:30 on Saturday the 1st. Man United versus Wolves at 4:30. Tottenham, Man City on Sunday the 2nd. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. That is a good one, isn't it? 7 minutes to go. Sheffield United are losing 1-0 to Man City. 7 minutes to go. Everton are beating Newcastle 2-0. 7 minutes to go. Palace are losing at home to Southampton 2-0. 7 minutes to go. Bournemouth are beating Brighton 3-1. And 8 minutes to go. Aston Villa 1-1 with Watford in that bottom of the table clash, which is rather interesting. And of course, in this game, we've got 45 minutes to go, and it is 1-0 to Chelsea. And Arsenal are down to 10 men in this game. So we go. Resistance is futile. Mark, do you think Zidane will ever manage in the Premier League? Says Dul Quannen. Never say never. Never say never. Never say never. Do you think Real Madrid... Issue with your no money theory, it's much easier to negotiate and underpay if you have none. So United would come out and say, yet Ollie says the money's there, says AJ Sim. There's no issue with me saying we've got no money, because I've been told it by loads of people that United haven't got any money. And that's why they're looking for loan deals. So you believe what you want. I might not be right, but I believe what I believe. What's my thoughts on Tino Werner, says Owain Dilworth. My thoughts on Timo Werner is he's very good. If you watch my FIFA career modes on here, I normally always buy him, and he will be a very good player if he comes to the Premier League for whoever gets him, but he won't be coming to Manchester United. And that Piatek we've been linked with is a load of shit, by the way. If we get him, we're in trouble. I think he's crap. Basic Instinct, says Z. Oh, that's a blast from the past. She used to talk about that at school. When she opens her legs and you see a Jaffa. Unbelievable. Glazers preparing to sell clear with lack of investment. Why would they keep a club that is decreasing in value, says Joseph Robson. Yeah, but the share price just went up. Yannick Bolassi's been sent off for Sporting Lisbon. I'm picking my options in secondary school. What do you pick, Mark, says Mason. I don't even know what you do in secondary school these days, so I can't really advise. Could Arsenal get pulled into a relegation battle? Let's just say yes, just to wind them up. They are 7 points off the bottom. I tell you what, I've got to tweet it just to wind them up. It'll pull some in. It'll pull some in. You might see a spike in viewers based on what I've just tweeted out. Let's just pretend like we're being really serious as well. Well, actually, I am going to talk about it seriously. So, as the league table stands at the moment, because Villa are drawing with Watford, that puts Villa on 22 points, and they're third from bottom. Arsenal are on 29 points. So, 7 points with 15 games to go. Are Arsenal in a relegation battle? Well, I'd say technically no, because they're not near the bottom three enough. It's a 7 points to the bottom three. But they could very, very quickly be in a relegation battle. And I would be very surprised if Arsenal did get relegated. But that's what they are. They're closer to relegation than they are to top four. They'll be 12 points off the top four. They'll be 7 points off relegation. So almost half that closer to relegation. So I think that they will be... I still think that Arsenal could get to the final of the Europa League. As mad as that sounds, I still think that they could, because, you know, league form doesn't necessarily go into cup form. So I think that's what they need to focus on. They're still in the FA Cup as well, aren't they? They love the FA Cup. But they are... I'd be worried if I was an Arsenal fan. I mean, much depends on Arsenal's next few fixtures. I think Arsenal fans always say, oh, we've had a bad run of fixtures. But let's have a look at Arsenal's fixtures now, or I'll shout them out to you. So they're obviously playing Chelsea at the moment. Looks like they're going to lose there. Their next FA Cup game is Bournemouth on Monday. And then they've got Burnley away on Sunday the 2nd. Then they've got Newcastle at home. Then they've got Everton at home. And then they've got Man City away. I mean, they've got some winnable games, to be fair to Arsenal. But if you get into the groove, you get into the groove, don't you? You can get into any old groove. You can get into any old ting. So we just have to wait and see what happens with them. But we're not just having a quick look here as well. We're not that far off the. We're just about to kick off the second half here. So let me just do the timer. So can they get back into this? I wouldn't have thought so. Come on, ref, kick it off. Pack it up, pack it in. And we're off. Okay, so I just want to have a look when the Champions League kicks in. Tottenham, Real Madrid, 26th of Feb is Real Madrid, Manchester City. It's all coming back fast, people. It's all coming back fast. Chelsea on the attack. Second goal is the winner, if they can get it. And Chelsea have started off better. Kante looking for a handball there. Won't be given. That's got to be a foul. He's not given that either. Bloody hell. And Martinelli's now crutching the back of his leg. Or his knee. Let's watch this shot from Kante. It's Mustafi again. He's involved in everything. Look at that. Smart Martinelli goes into the side hoardings and the Chelsea fans near him stand up and laugh. Nothing like a bit of sympathy for your fellow human being, is there? Football. It's a great divider. Okay, let me have a quick look here. It was Balassi who's been sent off in the Sporting Lisbon game. And it remains 1-1. Down to 10 men, though, Sporting. Hi, Mark. Do you think Luke Shaw has been poor this season because he failed to graduate DAB University, says Frostbite? Got no idea what you're talking about, mate. Got no idea what you're on about. But I thought he played well against Liverpool on Sunday. I thought he was one of the best players on the pitch. So, there we go. Martinelli's up and he's won a corner. Could Arsenal get back something into this? Speaking like Yoda. Can Arsenal get back into this? They've not had a shot on goal yet, but they've got a corner here. Remember when Ozil used to be a great assist provider? How is that in the quadrant there? Like, I thought some part of the ball has to be on the white line. How is that a legit corner from Ozil? I just don't get that. And I saw it at the weekend with Liverpool as well. Is it the circumference of the ball has to be over the white line, or does part of it have to be touching the white line? It's really weird how they get away with that. Arsenal not going unbeaten then, says A1 Cam. And hi Mark, do you think Wan-Bissaka is any good because people say he's trash, says George Zaka. No, I think Wan-Bissaka's probably been Manchester United's player of the season this year. He's been most consistent. I think with Rashford being out now, he probably will win player of the season. I mean, who else is there that's going to win it? But he had his worst game for United against Liverpool. I can't argue with that. He had a very bad game. I don't think Wan-Bissaka suits a back five. And I thought the back five at times worked quite well for United against Liverpool. I thought Brandon Williams and Luke Shaw handled it very, very well. But I thought Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka especially weren't very good at it. I'll tell you why Chelsea get themselves into trouble a lot. Passing out from the back. Even against 10 men, Arsenal have nearly caused them problems. Newcastle have got a goal back, but it's probably going to be a little bit too late. 2-1. But Chelsea, I would say Chelsea might need the second goal. Yeah, but defensively, Wan-Bissaka is superb. I mean, there was that little clip I was seeing on Twitter today of Firmino putting Wan-Bissaka on his arse, and then they cut it away and go, but he gets up and blocks the cross. So, if I skin someone and nutmeg them, but they catch me up and tackle me, does it actually matter? Chelsea, Jorginho. Queuing up a little bit here. Kovacic, Willian. It's all a bit tight round the box there, and Jorginho's going to have to go a little bit wide. And it's 2-2 in the Newcastle-Everton game. I mean, that is crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy, if it's true. I don't know whether it's true, actually. We've got one goal from Lejeune to make it 2-1 from very close range. I haven't got an official confirmation that it's 2-2 yet, but that doesn't mean that it's not. Tyler says if they do get another one, they'll put Arsenal down to 13th. Unlucky for some. I think it is 2-0. Everton, the biggest bottlers. I mean, look, that's on Ancelotti's watch as well, JT Music. I mean, this is the same Everton team that lost to Arsenal reserves. Liverpool reserves. So it is 2-2. It's Lejeune again. 2 goals in stoppage time. They'll be going mad at Goodison. Imagine that. You're 2-0 up against Newcastle at Goodison Park and 2 minutes of stoppage time have gone and you're 2-0 up and you end up 2-2. You'll just be sat there shaking your head going, what is going on? What is going on? So Arsenal down to 13th. Got to tweet that as well. I think Villa might have got a goal as well. And that would be a massive, 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 massive if Villa have scored. Arsenal about to make a substitution here. It's finished 2-2. No, it's not. It has finished 2-2, Everton and Newcastle. 2-2 there. 2-0 to Southampton away to Palace. Good win for them. 3-1 for Bournemouth away to home to Brighton. Man City have won 1-0 at Sheffield United. Brave effort from Sheffield United yet again. And I'm not getting any confirmation that Villa have done it as well. Konza, 90 plus 5. 2-1 to Aston Villa, which puts them level with West Ham. My God, 6 points off the bottom now. Arsenal are then 6 points from the relegation zone. 6 points Arsenal are. 6 points Arsenal are. I've said it again. Arsenal are 6 points off relegation, and they've got and they're in 13th place. Abdul says up the Solihull Moors. Are they playing tonight? You know what though? Can I just say this? And I will say it anyway, whether you say I can or not. But Arsenal are 6 points off. I'm just going to keep saying it. Arsenal are 6 points off relegation because Bournemouth have got 23 and they're third from bottom, and Arsenal have got 29. But Manchester United are only 11 points off relegation. I say only 11 points is too much. They won't get relegated, but it's interesting, isn't it? Well, it's just a crap season. I mean, look at Everton there. People say that it's a good Premier League this year, and you've got teams losing 2-0 leads in stoppage time. Frozen723 says, we need a revolution. It has already been 7 years since this mess. We can't wait for another 23. United fan, obviously. Quasim Higgins says, I wish Arsenal were relegated. I don't think there's any chance of them being relegated, but will Ollie overplay Greenwood like he did Rashford, says Jimmy? I think he'll have to, though, because who else can he play? He hasn't got many options. Chelsea, I think, need to do a little bit better considering they're up against 10 men, though, don't they? Come on. Put the game to bed. Willian out wide to Hudson-Odoi. Back into Willian. He'll look towards the back post. They're queuing up. They're looking for another handball there, but I don't think it's going to be given. Can Arsenal do anything on the break? He needs to switch that ball. Martinelli's the out ball. Too long. Guendouzi's on for Arsenal, by the way, now. Liverpool winning the worst Premier League season. That is suspicious, says Kazim. To be fair to Liverpool, I said it earlier, they deserve to win the league, and I think, in many ways for them, they won't care, but it would have been interesting if they'd come up against a team that could actually battle them like Man City did last year. I mean, there's just not been anybody close, and a lot of that's down to other clubs' inconsistency. When is it going to end, Robbie? I mean, Arsenal, though. I mean, Arsenal have been pretty bad for a long time, haven't they? A long time. Pretty much since the Champions League final that you lost. That's where it started to go. You know, I know you've won a few FA Cups, but you've not been in a title race. When was the last time Arsenal were in a title race? Answers on a postcard. Had the internet been created by then? But, you know. The Kraken says, opinions on Roy Keane as a player and as a pundit. As a player, absolutely can't say enough about how fantastic I thought he was. As a pundit, I'd say he's 50-50. When he gets it right, he's a great listen. But he does get it wrong as well, I think. But at least he has his say. I respect somebody who has an opinion. Doesn't mean I have to respect their opinion, though. I think one of his worst ones was saying that the tackle on Luke Shaw that broke his leg was a fair tackle. I thought it was a horrific tackle. But half an hour to go in this one. Chelsea still knocking on the door. Cleared by Arsenal. Hope you are well, mate. Good to see another watch-along, says Jamie. I like doing the watch-alongs on here. I do like doing them on here. So make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. And plenty to come in 2020 on here. We will start doing the FIFA and Football Manager streams again once the January transfer window is closed. It's just unable to commit to it at the moment. But cross comes in. Good hold by Leno. Aspilicueta with the low cross shot, but Leno jumps on it. We're linked with everyone, but we cannot sign anyone. Just why, says George. Mark, ask Robbie to give you the money from the bet, says JT Music. Yes, I must. But, well, you know what? Having said that, doesn't mean Arsenal won't finish above Manchester United. That's a 5-point gap. Good cross in there. But Chelsea not getting anyone on the end of it. And now Arsenal can come away with it. Lacazette. He'll get a yellow card there, Christensen. Guendouzi there trying to say it's a red. No, Lacazette is a diver, but it was a yellow. Did you watch Don't F With Cats, says the signature. I want to know what that's out. What's it about? Let's have a Google search. A lot of people saying it's quite good. I've seen it when I've uploaded Netflix a few times. Oh, it's like a docu murder thing, isn't it? DSN Tal, you'll have to do more than that. And flashback to when Arsenal was showing improvement under Arteta, says Tylo Nowotny. Yeah, but I think, to be fair to Arsenal fans, they've got to believe that, and they've got to give Arteta time. I don't criticise Arsenal fans for that. Whether there is any improvement or not, you'll have to wait and see. But you've got to give him time. You can't just go, oh, he's a load of crap after a couple of games. He's your permanent manager now. Jordan Such, do you think West Ham will get relegated? Imagine that stadium holding championship football, says Jordan. Well, of course they can get relegated, West Ham. Quite easily they can get relegated. I mean, I've seen West Ham get relegated plenty of times, so they can definitely get relegated. But I actually think they'll stay up, because I think David Moyes is probably the right sort of manager to keep them up. But it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, Bournemouth have pulled out a great result tonight in beating Brighton. I don't think a lot of people would have predicted that. So Watford are in the bottom three again because Villa won. So, and Watford were doing great things. So another good cross in there from Hudson-Odoi, cleared by Arsenal. So Watford, we're thinking we're going to get a really good win. We're going to be up to like 15th. They're not. They're second bottom again. Villa are now out the bottom 3. So it changes very quickly. And if you look at the bottom of the table, Norwich are down. They're bottom and they're 6 points away from safety. But you never know. 6 points can be turned around. There's 15 games to go. But at the moment, Norwich look done. Watford, Bournemouth, and Villa are on, and Brighton. 24 games played. Only 2 points separate them. West Ham have got 2 games in hand, but one of them's against Liverpool. So they've got 1 game in hand. So I'd say Burnley and Arsenal are probably safe. Chelsea cross, another good... I'd tell you what, Arsenal are defending well at the moment, but I can see a Chelsea goal coming. And this is something as United fans we never see. I know Arsenal are down to 10 men, but as United fans we never see this sustained attack that you're seeing from Chelsea now. You don't see that with United. We've never seen that with Ollie. Sustained pressure. But yeah, I think the bottom 3 will come from Brighton, Villa, West Ham, Bournemouth, Watford and Norwich. 3 of those 6 are going to go down, and I would say Norwich will go down. But Watford, Bournemouth, West Ham, Villa, Brighton, 2 of those are going to go down. I would say I'd be worried if I was Villa, but that's a good win for them tonight. I think West Ham will stay up. I think Bournemouth and Watford might stay up. So I think Brighton and Villa are to be the ones that I'd be worried about. And I did predict Brighton would go down. I think Brighton are coached well, and they were doing quite well at one point, Brighton, but I just don't think they've got the quality. I can see the game. Does Arsenal have a chance? I can't see the game, says Jake's 112. Do they have a chance? Well, I think why it's 1-0 they've got a chance, but they haven't had a shot on goal yet. Aaron Henderson, great watch, says the signature. Yeah, apparently that's good as well. I like your sweatshirt, Mark. Is it Adidas? No, it's actually a United Stand one. Oh, what a mistake. He slipped. Martinelli, here's your chance, Arsenal. And he scores. It's 1-1. And I tell you what, I think it's Kante who slips. What a goal by Martinelli. Lacazette jumping in on his celebration and doing the folded arms thing. But Arsenal are ecstatic. It's just a mistake. It's a mistake by Chelsea. Kante slips and he was running in from the halfway line. Kante can't believe it. Lampard's not happy. But what a goal by Martinelli. Well played, son. Composure from Martinelli. Is it from his own half? Header comes out. That is composure. Own half. Kante slips. It's luck. But you got to say, what composure from his own half. What composure from Martinelli. And to be honest with you, I don't know loads about this lad, but what I do know is, and I'd no doubt he was going to score, because I think he's that sort of composed striker. I think he is a really good striker. He sort of reminds me of Ave Hernandez. But 1-1, Arsenal celebrating it as they should. Still a long way to go in this game. Will they go a little bit too defensive now? Can Chelsea find their goal? 1-1. Well, who said it was boring? Because we've got to turn up for the books now. And that book says 1-1. And suddenly, Arsenal might only be 7 points off relegation. I still think Chelsea will win. But that's how you get back into a game. This is based on Class of 92, this design. It's one of the United shirts. Rudiger from distance. He hit it quite well. Leno straight holds it, easy work. 25 minutes to go then. I've changed the score, Luke. It takes a little bit of time sometimes. Cole T says, Lampard's had his time. We've seen enough. But, good goal from... Braga have scored against Sporting late on. Good goal from Martinelli, but it's the slip by Kante. That's never going to normally happen, and he would have made the tackle. So Ross Barkley comes on, Kovacic comes off. I think Kovacic this season has been really good, but he's going through a bad patch at the moment. But I tell you what, this would be improvement. It's funny, isn't it? Ollie and Frank looked 10 years younger when they took the job, says G-Star Red Game. I know, I saw Lampard at the start of the game and I couldn't believe how old and tired he looks. So Ross Barkley on for Chelsea. I mean, he's an odd player, isn't he? He is an odd player. And Golo Gerrard, says Zero Blade 57. Was that Slippy G or Slippy K, says Chris Joseph. It was a special K treat. And United playing Leeds in the FA Cup, says Ninja Storm. Mark, should Henderson be England's number one, says Philippe Lindblom. Don't really care. He can be England's number one, but I don't rate Pickford. But I think Southgate does, doesn't he? But I don't really rate Pickford, if I'm honest with you. Mark Bustinut says, Mark, I think we'll get Bruno on the 25th for the 25 shirt. Well, if we do, I want all the praise for that because I'm the one who said he'll get 25 all along. Well, I don't definitely know he's going to get the number 25, but I said 25 is the most logical shirt because he wore 25 for Portugal. He doesn't wear it now, though. He wears 16. Kante, trying to get his... trying to rectify the damage, I suppose. Xhaka's gone down here. Hurch's lag. Arsenal need to park the bus, says Take On Poker. Yeah, but they might be a little bit nervous about doing that because when they did that against Chelsea in the last game, it was 1-0, wasn't it? Just after Christmas. And in the last 10 minutes, they lost it 2-1. So... But 20 minutes to go. I think he might be taking Kante off. Yeah, he is. Kante's coming off. Mason Mount's coming on. That's what you do. Slip with me. But from a Manchester United point of view, if Chelsea were to draw, then we would be 3 points off top four if we were to beat Burnley tomorrow. It's crazy old league, the way it works. Arsenal fans are loving it. They love it, Arsenal fans, don't they? All they want is a bit of success in their lives. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Not decided what the next watch along will be, actually. Might do Liverpool Wolves on Thursday night, but at the weekend I don't know what's on telly. I'm going to have a look in a minute. But the FA Cup don't look that good. Chelsea should be winning this game, though. They were against 10 men for a long time and they've allowed them back in. Martinelli has retired Kante. You love to see it, says Rodney Shalango. Hi Mark, do you think you'll ever get to interview a United manager, Ollie or otherwise, for the United stand, says the Red Cobra. It's whether you'd want to, isn't it? Of course, I would love to interview Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but I would like to be able to ask the questions. And what I've found that's been quite annoying, and I've turned down a few interviews for the United stand, is when you get the opportunity, can we ask the questions we want to? Like Andy Cole was on the other day. We were able to ask the questions we wanted to do that. But with some people, it's like, I want to see the questions first. I'm not answering this, I'm not answering that. And then straight away you're like, well, that's not what a fan channel's all about. Let's not do the interview. So that would be the problem. I think if you got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to be interviewed, he's only going to ask the questions he's happy to answer. So you're not going to get a proper real opinion thing, are you? Martinelli's away again here. Do not let him get a shot off. Saka wanted to hit that. I'd be worried if I was Chelsea here. I'll tell you what, I would be worried. There doesn't seem to be an advantage from having 10 men. And Lacazette's offside. He's put it in the net from a pass from Pepe, but at the moment, Arsenal look like they're the better team. Oh, he's miles off. I was going to say, VAR doesn't need to check that. It was miles off by Lacazette. What's happening to Chelsea, says Lily. And I think that is... Khalil says, I think that is the question. What's happening to Chelsea? But Willian's in the box here. Has he got a final ball? It's a good shot, and Leno palms it out, but it's not even going to go for a corner. Arsenal will clear it. But Kel Zuzel says, Martinelli reminds me of Ronaldo, better than Greenwood. What are you on? He's nothing like Ronaldo. He's like, I tell you what, I've watched a lot of football in my lifetime. If you want me to tell you who Martinelli reminds me of, Javier Hernandez. I've said it a few times now. He reminds me of Javier Hernandez. It does not remind me of Ronaldo. Barkley, cross, back post, Willian. Arsenal clear. Martinelli has been better than Greenwood this season. It's a fact, to be honest. He's such a baller, says David. I've said this before. This is not a United channel. I'm a United fan. It's not a United channel. So what I've said before about Martinelli is he plays for Arsenal. I'm not a big fan of Arsenal, but I think he looks like a decent player. And Greenwood's definitely a decent player. So let's just wait and see how their careers develop. But having had lots of experience of this, when you start arguing about who's the better youth player, you never really win that argument because one becomes the better player and the other one... It's like arguments are solved in the now and you can't solve that argument in the now because it's a future thing. Mark, do you have a feeling that the Bruno Fernandes deal is done but are letting him play for Sporting until right near the transfer window closes just so United have to spend a few million less, says Joe Burns. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think if a deal's done, it's done, isn't it? I think that United haven't sorted out the fee with Sporting Lisbon yet. So I don't think it's done. How old is Martinelli anyway? I can have a look quickly. And anyway, Martinelli actually had 4 trials with Manchester United and we said no. Martinelli. Brazilian. 18. So he's about 6 months older than Greenwood. Or probably 3 months actually. Well, he's got a good future. No doubt about that. And Guendouzi's going to get a yellow card here. He's a bit of a hothead. Mark, look at the Everton-Newcastle scoreline. What the fuck, says Dano Jr. Yeah, we saw it coming in. How do you be 2-0 up and with 2-0 up and 2 minutes into stoppage time and end up drawing 2-2. Crazy. Everton have got a real bottlers syndrome, haven't they? I mean, they put their best team out in the FA Cup and they lose. Chelsea not happy with that. But it's a yellow card. I don't think it's a red card for Guendouzi, to be honest. I don't know what they're getting so het up about. So we've got about 14 minutes left in this game. Can Chelsea find a winner? Again, you can sort of see why Chelsea dropped so many points, can't you? It was a penalty and it was a red card for Luis, but have they done anything since then to sort of justify winning this game? Oh, for God's sake. My telly keeps doing this. It's changed to Peppa Pig. You wouldn't believe it. You would not believe this. If you actually had this on screen, you'd be laughing your heads off. I've got to get up to go and change the channel because I have a big HDMI cable into the box so I can watch it in this room. And it's bloody... It's gone to Peppa Pig. I've got Peppa Pig on. What's Peppa Pig doing on at this time anyway? But it's changed channel to Peppa Pig. Can't you believe it, man? Somebody's got Peppa Pig on record, that's why. Cheeky gets. We're back. Peppa bloody Pig. Peppa Pig. So, which way do you think it's going to go, people? Do you think it's going to go Peppa Pig or no, which way do you think it's going to go? Do you think Chelsea can get a winner? Do you think Arsenal could get a winner, or do you think it's going to end up in a draw? I still think Chelsea will find a goal because I think they haven't done enough so far. But surely there's going to be a golden opportunity. Oh, Ross Barkley, awful there. It must be a slippy pitch because he's slipped over as well now, and they do need to be careful on the break. Chelsea. Arsenal could catch him out. Willian to Emerson. Playing with 10 men without Ozil. Sell this crap, says Highbury. Willian into the box. It's another corner. Mark Lawler says it will stay at a draw. Jason M says it will be 1-1 because they're both crap. Chelsea will win, says David JS. And Batshuayi's coming on. Peppa Pig watch along, says Luke Haynes. And Willian has come off as well. I think he's had enough of him. I'm surprised he's took Willian off, actually. I suppose Emerson can provide him with the width. But what they're looking, he's going to go up 2 up front, isn't he? I think he knows it's an important game for them to win, Lampard. They desperately do need to win it, really. What was that? Ross Barkley's crap, isn't he? He really is crap. He'd probably go and score a winner. But he's absolutely done crap since he's come on. He's not fulfilled any potential at all. And what's happened with Loftus-Cheek? He seems to have been injured for most of the bloody season. You don't want to be a young player like that, being injured like that. And Barkley there actually nearly did score. He sprung the offside trap. Back header. Leno makes the save. Worst Premier League season this year. Everyone is doing badly, says Ant the Ban 1 Gaming. So another corner for Chelsea here. DJ Toki Patak says it'll be 3-1 to Arsenal. Well, you never know, but I think you're wrong. And the Red Devil says Peppa Pig's better than Barkley. So 10 minutes to go. Pepe is coming off and he's pretending he can't speak English. And the referee's telling him, get off, get off, get off, get off, get off. I'm getting off, get off, get off, get off. Don't clap your hands, just get off. So he's gone off. Pepe has gone off. And Holding is coming on. So Arsenal going defensive here. Probably reacting to the Batshuayi substitution. And if I know Arsenal like I know Arsenal, they'll blow this. They've gone short corners. Why do teams do short corners? And it'll be another corner here. Holding flicks it on. I've been working with the following URL. Adobe Flash Player is required for the UK, and I've been working with the following information about the same. You've received this communication. Well, I don't know what you're on about, Alfie Clark there. Don't even know why I started reading that. Peppa Pig has left, says Luke Haynes. Pepe Pig. I get it. Well, there's a chance for Martinelli to break here. I think for an 18-year-old, you'd be interested to see how he develops. I think he's got a lot of potential, Martinelli, and I've said that a few times before. Jordan K. Mark does not have a cleft lip. Whether it matters or not, it doesn't. But I definitely do not have a cleft lip. I know what a cleft lip is, and I haven't got one. Bruno's not happy, says Declan Leonard. Well, he was probably not happy because he lost 2-1. Braga lost 2-1 to Sporting. Cross coming in again. Batshuayi, and I think there's an offside anyway. Andrew Patch says we need to match Chelsea and try and attack. I'll tell you what, it's a shame that United have got an injury to Rashford, because we play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge in February, and I think we could beat them. They're not that good. They're not that, and I'm sure Arsenal fans would say the same. I think they'd say if we had 11 men, we could have got something today. But I think United could get something, and if this stays the same, and United then get something at Chelsea, you know, you could get top 4. Three red cards for Sporting in the game against Braga. 4 altogether. Tammy Abraham on a good run here. A very good run. And I think he's won a goal kick there. A corner there. Good run from him. Now Tammy Abraham's gone down. Ooh, he probably has hurt himself there. Slid straight into the advertising hoardings with his ankle. But he's got up. That's not a good cross, but it's a goal. It's a goal for Chelsea. It's 2-1. It's Azpilicueta. We don't know because of VAR. We'll have to wait and see if there's an offside, but it doesn't look like there would be because he was running towards the line of play. Let's watch it back, but it looks like it's a tap-in for Azpilicueta. Lampard and Jody Morris are cold but happy. Let's watch it back. Well, Tammy Abraham needs to get out of the way here because he will be offside. Technically, there's 2 players offside for Chelsea, but the goal scorer's not, so I imagine by the interfering with play rule, it'll probably be a goal. Some people are saying that's off. I mean, Tammy Abraham is offside, but is he interfering with play? I mean, if I was a defender, I would say yes, because he's coming from an offside position, but it's not been given. It's been given. It's a goal. It's 2-1. I mean, that's just another one for offside. I've got to say, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be like, come on. He's in the path of the cross. But I think to interfere, you've got to be in the eye of the goalkeeper, haven't you? And Tammy Abraham is in trouble here. He's gone down, and I don't think they've got another substitute to make themselves. So that might give Arsenal a chance, he wants. And Arsenal are on the attack here. I haven't even had a chance to change the score. Good work there by Batshuayi. No, Arsenal are still on the attack here. There could be another goal in this. It's been a frantic second half, really. Chelsea should have had this game done and dusted, but they've made very hard work of it, and Arsenal have been very spirited. But I think we might be about to see Chelsea going down to 10 men. (2-1) to Chelsea. 41 minutes gone. Tammy Abraham barely able to run around from that injury. But Arsenal going for it again. Guendouzi, edge of the box. And that Tammy Abraham injury. I mean, imagine if it's a bad one. I mean, that's Rashford, Kane and Tammy Abraham all with bad injuries. It doesn't bode well for England in the Euros, does it? And it's a goal! It's 2-2! It's Bellerin! You wouldn't believe it! You would not believe it! It is 2-2! How has this happened? How have Chelsea allowed that to go in? How has Bellerin scored from the edge of the box? How is Kepa a 70 million goalkeeper? That's going to be my tweet. He is absolutely shite, isn't he? Kepa Pig. Kepa Pig is back. I've got to see if it's his fault. I think he should do better. Bit of a deflection maybe, bit unsighted, but it's a good finish by Bellerin, to be honest with you. And Arteta's loving it. I'll tell you what, as a Manchester United fan, I'm bloody loving it as well. Because if we win tomorrow, we're 3 points off top 4. Madness. Madness, madness, madness. Madness, madness, madness. And Chelsea do have a very, very big problem with conceding goals late on. I've just seen some stat there that that's the most time they concede in the last sort of 10 minutes. 2-2. And another good cross coming in there. I can't tell if Tammy Abraham is still on the pitch. Because I think Chelsea have used all their subs. He is still on the pitch, but he's injured. Oh, Batshuayi just puts it wide. 88 minutes, he's smiling. It's 2-2. Comedy Central this game, says DRJ Gaming. I tell you what, that goal by Batshuayi would have been given again as well, even though Tammy Abraham was offside again. How is Tammy Abraham moaning that the ball doesn't come to him when he was offside? It's got to be Batshuayi, and it was a great chance. Top 4 is wide open, to be honest with you, Mr. Keane. Chelsea will just be... How have we not managed to beat Arsenal with 10 men? Arsenal will see it as improvement. Tammy Abraham is injured. And Ryan FTW, I agree. How is Kepa ahead of De Gea as goalkeeper for Spain? I don't know. I mean, De Gea's not been great this season, has he? But Kepa Pig is crap. He really is shit. So, a late substitution here from Arsenal. They have got a substitution they can make. Martinelli's coming off. They'll just park up the shop now. Take the draw. Arteta's happy. Haaland will be added on. Could Arsenal win it? It's been that sort of game. I'd take a draw. I'll take a draw anyway, to be honest. It's not a draw is a good result for United. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. That's Football. Everybody's welcome on here. Watch-alongs, general football chat and videos. Get involved. Lots to come this year, 2020. We've had a cracking stream. I think we thought at half-time it was going to be a bit of a boring second half. 1-0, Arsenal down to 10 men. We've seen 3 goals. I said at the start it had a feeling of having a lot of goals in it, but Arsenal with the throw-in. And Arsenal with the throw-in again. ER says goal Aubameyang. That would be a miracle because he's not even bloody playing. So we've got about 2.5 minutes left. Arsenal will be ecstatic with this. It'll be like winning the cup. Chelsea, I mean, I've got to have a look at Chelsea's next few games because what's going on with Chelsea, really? They're, I wouldn't say they're in free fall, but they're not doing particularly well. And you can only see them dropping more points when the Champions League kicks in. So they're playing Hull. They've got Leicester away. And then they're playing Manchester United. Then they're playing Tottenham. I tell you what, top 4 is there for United, really, if they can produce some results. Corner to Chelsea late on. But yeah, look at Chelsea's next 3 games. Leicester, United and Spurs. It's not a walk in the park, is it? It's not a walk in the park. They've gone short again. It's a terrible cross. I think that might be about it. From Hudson-Odoi. They just don't have the quality, Chelsea. They do not have the quality. Well, it's a good point for Arsenal. When you go down to 10 men and you're 1-0 down from that subsequent red card after half an hour, then you presume you're going to lose the game, don't you? So to come back for Arsenal, it showed some spirit, and that's what Arsenal have been lacking for a very long time. So maybe Arteta will be the man to improve Arsenal. You know, first of all, you've got to get a backbone and you've got to get a bit of spirit. About 40 seconds left here. Have Chelsea got... I can't see it. I think this is going to end up as a draw. Batshuayi into the box. Arsenal clear it away. 30 seconds to go. Christensen into Barkley. He's got to put this in, Aspilicueta. It's a decent cross. It's a corner. There will be time for it because there's 10 seconds to go. This is probably the last bit of the game. Be typical Arsenal to blow it right at the end, but I think they're going to be okay. I think they'll be all right. All you got to do is get ahead on this. Emerson to take the corner for Chelsea. I think he's overhit that. It's bouncing around. He blows up. It's 2-2. It's 2-2. Fair play. Well done to Arsenal to get back and get a point in that. So, Manchester United, if they win tomorrow, will be 3 points off top 4. And Chelsea's next 3 Premier League games are Leicester, Manchester United and Spurs. United have got 3 easier games than that. United have an opportunity. The door has been opened for top 4 again. Can they take it? Let's wait and see. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Enjoyable stream. Make sure you subscribe on your way out, bottom right hand corner. We'll be back with more on here soon. But really enjoyed it. An enjoyable game as well. Good game, good game. Thanks for watching. I'll speak to you all soon. You can check out as well on the United Stand our preview and latest Bruno Fernandes update, which I did before I was live on here on the United Stand. Speak to you soon, people. Thank you. Bye.